Hey there, welcome to a brand new episode of Muzikxpress. My name is Twan, and in this week's vlog you will see my interview with Bas Kunnen about the Noisefloor classic Club System. But before we start with the interview, please make sure to subscribe to my channel, and very important, also make sure to click the bell button, because then you will get a notification the next time a new vlog is online. Alright, here it is, the story behind Club System by Noisefloor, my interview with Bas Kunnen. Enjoy! Bas Kunnen is a Dutch producer, composer and live performer who always had a great passion for music. He started out as a DJ in local clubs, later as producer and music publisher, and finally as a successful live performer. In the year 2000, Bas released the track Club System, which came out under the project name Noisefloor. It got picked up by names such as Tiësto, Mauro Picotto, Marco V and many others. For this week's vlog I made a visit to the studio of Bas to ask him about the story behind Club System and more. My first question to him was around what age he started to listen to music.
I guess I was about 5-6 years old.
And do you still remember some of the artists or acts you did listen to back then?
Probably anything on the radio and my dad's collection.
Yeah.
And that was mainly Beatles and stuff like that. Sounds of the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first music, I guess. Yeah.
And then did you have any music lessons when you were like a kid?
I was very into drums, playing drums. But I went to the music school and they taught me about the pianos and violins and flutes. But I wanted to become a drummer all the time.
Yeah. So did you start making music yourself as well around that time?
Yes, I was already drumming. My dad was a painter and he had cans, and I had with paint cans. I made my own drum kit when I was, I think, 7-8 years old. And always playing, and my granddad was in the drum band. So I had one real drum and a lot of cans, and I was playing on that.
Yeah. I bet your parents are very happy with that.
Totally not. So they advised me to follow some real lessons.
Yeah.
And I did some classical organ lessons back in the days.
Okay. So around what time did you start with making real music yourself?
Well, at around the age of 13, I got a drum kit, a real drum kit, and I learned it just by myself, by listening to music and playing with it. And I went back to the music school. There was a project where we got 12 lessons playing instruments and 12 lessons together as a band. And there my first band started. So we had our first performance on the music school as a kind of rehearsal for audience, and it was very nice. I was, I think, 15 years old, 16. So we said, well, we were with a band of 8 people, 2 singers, 2 keyboard players, 2 guitars, bass guitar, drums. Let's go on. Let's start a band. And on the first meeting outside of the music school, only 5 people attended, and in the end, we were 3 left, and we kept on playing in bands. But
What kind of music was that? Like electronical? Or?
No. The electronic music. This was around early 90s, I think. So electronic music was very.
It just started.
It was electronic music just started. In the place I grew up, there was no electronic music played. It was not on the radio very much. Yeah, you had the KLF for instance, but the big artists like we know them now were not played on the radio. So I didn't know it.
Yeah. So your band was more like rock, or?
We had a cover band with rock and pop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So around that, what time did you start making electronic music?
Well, that started with MTV. I was a very big fan of MTV, and I was almost all the time watching MTV. And on MTV they played a video clip, The Prodigy, Out of Space, and I was blown away with that sound. That was electronic music, but different. For me as a drummer, I was attracted to the beats produced by The Prodigy, so the break beats and stuff like that. and I really liked it. And I said I want to do that, and I started rehearsing with the keyboard player of the band on his equipment, and there I made my first tracks, just demos, just recording with a cassette recorder. And after a while, I figured out in the video clip that Liam Howlett of The Prodigy used the Roland W30 music workstation. So I needed one of that, of course. I had no idea there were other ways to make music, so I went to the local shop and I said, I want to buy a Roland W30. Yeah, well, it is not in production anymore. But the guy on the counter said, "Oh, I have one at home. If you like, you can come over to my place and experiment with it." So that's where I got my hands on the first time on the W30, and I made a production. Sounded shit, but it was my first introduction with the W30. And then a couple of months later, acquaintance of me sold one of his W30s. And I bought it from him. I sold my drum kit, and I started making electronic music. And everybody said, "What are you doing? You're such a good drummer. Why are you making this terrible music?" Yeah, sorry, that's what I feel. And yeah, when you have one piece of equipment, I guess many musicians know that when you have one piece, well, then another piece comes, and another piece, and another piece, and in the end, you have a studio.
Yeah. So what was your very first ever release?
The first real release was kind of mistake. Via the local discotheque, I knew a guy. He had a record label in a nearby city, and he found out I was making electronic music. So he asked me to make a remix and put another track of me on that vinyl. So they put it out and they gave me a contract, but in the contract I would only get the producer's credits, and it meant that only my name was on the vinyl, and I would not get paid for it. And in the contract stated that I would get rid of all my author rights. So I was reading the contract, and this guy was really hard to get an hold of. When you called him, he was never there. He never answered his phone. But when I read the contract, I took the biggest marker I had. I put a cross on it. I put on bullshit. I put it on the fax to him. And within a minute, he was on the phone what I was doing. I said, "Man, if you think you can fool me like this, you have to get the vinyl out of the shops, because I don't agree." And he was obligated to do that, because when my author rights is involved, I have to give consent to publish the release.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't consent, so he had to destroy 10,000 vinyls.
Oops.
He was not very happy, because the vinyls were paid by a big name from Germany.
Yeah.
And they had a big fight, and he was threatening me by, "Well, when I see your name, I make sure that you never get any success in the business." And okay.
Oh, that was a nice start.
I said, "Go ahead, if it makes you happy."
Yeah.
So that was my first release, but I don't consider it as my own release. The first release based on my own music was with a well-known DJ back in the days, Ronald Molendijk. But the track never was put out in real, so that was a pity. That
I think it was on a compilation CD.
It was, in the end, it was on a compilation CD. It was lying there for 2 years, and after 2 years, Ronald said, "Well, let me give you back your license, because we don't want to put it out." And at first I thought, well, the magic is happening. I'm putting out my track. It's like, it's a bit difficult to describe it. It feels like a little bit of your own baby. You know, my baby is getting born. I was working for so many years on music. This was around 1998, so I was already producing electronic music for 7 or 8 years. And for the first time, my little baby was getting born. And I was so happy. And then after 2 years, you hear, well, we don't want to put it out, and we give you back your license. Man, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. After that, I put out a track with a company. It was a trance track on the name Cephis One, cut the mid-range. And within 3 months after putting out the track, the company went bankrupt.
Oh.
So probably it has nothing to do with my track, but so that was my second release.
Yeah.
So it went well.
What was that, the one with the Pete Badwoods and Benno de Huy remix?
That's it.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So for this vlog, we're going to talk about the track Club System, a track which came out back in the year 2000 on a project named Noisefloor.
Yeah.
First things first, how did you come up with the name Noisefloor?
Aha. I guess I heard it in a demonstration CD. I'm signed up for a magazine. It's called Interface, and they had CDs with it, and they were mentioning the word Noisefloor with preamps. That's kind of the noise threshold level. I thought, well, that's a cool name.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
easy.
Yeah.
So was there anything that did inspire you when you started to work on Club System?
Yes, I was inspired by the sound of the club. So I went out in Eindhoven and Amsterdam a lot, where Marco V and Benjamin Bates were residents, and their sound inspired me a lot. It was totally different than the sound which inspired me to make electronic music in the first place, like the Prodigy. But this was real club sound with organs and stuff like that, organ bass, and because of the organ bass, I called it Club System, like in the club. And
yeah. And I think you started the track already in 1998.
Yeah, I started in 1998 with the first draft. I had an idea about it that I would like to create a song which consisted of 32 bars intro, 32 bars beats, 32 bars breaks, and so on. So and all pieces of 32 bars. And it was just an idea, a theoretically idea.
Yeah. So can you tell a bit more about the production process from Club System?
Well, the first version was just plain sounds from a JP 2080, a Roland synthesizer, and JP 8000 from Roland for the pads. Drums I had from my sampler and from the Novation drum station, and but well, it was just a demo. And after a year, I found it again on my computer, because when you're working on projects, you work on a lot of projects at the same time. And then sometimes you think, oh, wait, I had another project lying. And then I introduced kind of wooden bass in it. It's just also a sound from the JV 2080. It's just an internal sound that I found. And but still, it was not finished. And when I took the track again on my computer in 2000, I made a mistake. I switched the MIDI channels of the sampler with JV 2080, and a kind of drum pattern was played by sound. And that's where this Eurostep sound comes in. It was just a drum pattern, but by mistake. And I thought, wow, that's a great idea. So I kept that, and I rebuilt the song around that sound. I replaced the wooden bass by just a new melody. I replaced the bass line by a more drum and bass line. It's a kind of garage bass, and
that's how the track was born.
That's how the track was born, and there's only one version made back in the days, and that was just made on my simple Behringer mixer with simple equipment, just 3 or 4 pieces of equipment, a Behringer mixer, and no digital audio, because it wasn't there back in the days, of not affordable for me. So I recorded it on that tape, and I went to Marco V and Benjamin with it. I had an appointment with them in their studio in Eeswijk Dinter, And I played them the track, and they said, "Wow, this is great! You should do something with that." So I made an appointment with a record label, Combined Forces, which I sent many demos to, but they always said, "Well, it's nice, but you know." So I had an appointment on Friday morning at 11 o'clock. So I went there from my place, Weert, to the Hague. It was about 2 hours drive. So I was excited because I had a great track, I thought. And I came in and said, I have an appointment. Okay, yeah, the guys from the A&R department don't work on Fridays. Man, you're kidding. I just was driving for 2 hours. No, we're not kidding. Man, I have this afternoon I have an appointment with Roland Bolendijk, and he wants to sign this track, and other people also interested. Oh no, wait, we're gonna ring somebody.
But you were bluffing, right?
I was bluffing big time, because in the afternoon the only appointment I had was helping my sister to move furniture from Scheveningen to Den Haag. So I was in the neighborhood. So they bring another guy from the A&R department, and the guy I had an appointment with, and this guy came in and was happy because he had a great evening the night before in the club, and I think it was Opera, something like that, or Club Opera. And yeah, who are you? Yes, I had an appointment, but the other guy is not showing up, and I have a demo here. Okay, let me. So they put it in the Dutch recorder, and they put the volume up. And who are you? And tell me a little bit. So I was telling my story about my releases. Yeah, I had only 2 releases, of course. And he put it up and up and up, and then he said, "Okay, shut up for a second," because he was listening. Okay, what's this? And the other guys from the record company came walking in the office. There were the guys who let me in that morning, and they said, "What are you playing?" Yeah, this is the song he's coming with. I thought, what a bullshit, man! This is just one big play. I don't trust that. I play along. Yeah, I want to sign this track. Oh, perfect. Sign it. Yeah, I want to give you 12%. No, I want more. I want 40%. I thought, it's bullshit, man. So I want to come to your studio, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. Oh, perfect, man. Next Friday I'm in studio. You can come along, and I can see you show up. And I went to my sister. I helped her out. I thought, what a nonsense. Really, I didn't believe a word. I thought this is one big waste of time, because yeah, the previous release was a bankruptcy of the company. The release before that with Ronald Molendijk could never put out. I thought, okay, it's not going to happen.
I'm not going to get my hopes up.
So after a week, on Friday, I was in the studio, and I thought, okay, yeah, let's see if he shows up, and he showed up. So he came into the studio. I had the studio in the garage with my parents' house. I was just working there, and he says, "Oh, what are you working on?" And let him hear some songs. Yeah, I wanna put out that song, and I want to put out that song, and I want to put out that. Okay, slow down. Last week I was with you. I had a great song, Club System, and you had big plans, and now you want to sign other songs. What are your plans? No. Club System is already in production. It's already been mastered. It is on its way to the record industry to put it out, to put it on vinyl. Wait. We didn't have any contract signed. No. It will come. It will come later. We want to put out this records so much that we are already in production. I thought, okay, I was blown away. I didn't expect it. I didn't see that coming. And then after a couple of weeks, I think the next week or 2 weeks later, because I put that song on a demo, I got a phone call from Tiësto. He wanted to put it out as well. I said, yeah, I've already signed it to Combined Forces, but as soon as I've got the white labels, I bring you one. And I did. As soon as I got the white label, I dropped one in Breda at Tiësto's place. And then everything exploded.
Yeah. So besides Tiësto, who else was playing the track?
Marco V and Benjamin in the dance salon, Mauro Picotto, Eric E, DJ Jean, Fred Legrand, and many more. Radio 538, BBC Radio 1, Pete Tong.
So it finally did happen.
It was so unreal. I came in record shops all the time because I was hanging kind of a lot with Marco V and Benjamin Bates. So I went to the shops they went in Eindhoven, to the Rear Records and to Freaky Records. And when I came in those shops, like in, for instance, Freaky Records, Raoul was working there, Raoul van Grensven.
DJ Zani.
DJ Zani, he said, "Wow, I really love your track." He knows me.
Yeah.
Everything changed just by a piece of music of 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And with putting out that track, also the music industry changed for me, because where I was sending out demos and begging those A&R managers from, please listen to my songs. Those A&R managers were ringing me, calling me for, do you have other stuff unreleased? We want to put out your music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So everything changed.
Yeah. Ah, that's funny.
And after the record companies, then the music publishers came, like Two Peters and EMI Music and all those publishers. They wanted to sign me.
Yeah. Ah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So from all the DJs that you just mentioned that supported the track, did you ever hear the track live in one of their sets?
Yes.
Who was it?
My biggest and most precious memory was back in 2000. I was invited by the guys from Combined Forces, who run also a discotheque in The Hague. It was called The O. And Tiësto was playing that night. And so I went there and I went to see Tiësto. So I went in and Tiësto was already playing. And said, "Hey Tiësto, it's me." "Oh yes, I'm gonna play a track in a couple of minutes." So my heart was beating, and then he was playing the track of Final, and he was standing with the cover in his hand. He was standing there like this, and the people went mad. This is heaven for me. Yeah. This is where it's all about.
Yeah.
People went completely nuts, and the funny thing is, at that time, I was still working. I was working as an engineer, not as an engineer, as a consultant at Manpower. I was getting people on jobs. And after that weekend, my first engineer got his first job. And my colleagues were, "Wow, your first engineer, and this is where it's all about." No. Last weekend, Tiësto playing my track, and the crowd went mad with 6 minutes of my music, my creation. That's what it's all about. And then I thought, okay, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
So I said to them, okay, I don't belong here. I'm gonna look for another job, because I don't. This is not
This is
right.
not for me. Yeah.
This is totally not for me.
Yeah. So that Tiësto play your track, is it also one of your favorite memories when it comes to club system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So since when is music a full-time job for you?
After my work at Manpower, I started a job at Philips Medical Systems, just earning money. Just for 4 days in a week, I was working there just to pay my bills and to buy music instruments and stuff like that. And like I mentioned before, I was negotiating with music publishers, and when I signed with EMI Music, they offered me a bag of money, and with this bag of money, I could quit my day job. So I recall very well that it was the 6th of December 2000. Yes, that I was on my bike going to the station to go to Philips, and I thought, well, I want to quit. I want to go full time. I want to go full time into music. I want to just try if it works. And I felt so secure with that idea. I was so confident. Somebody named it the sacred dream, the holy dream. If you can get to that point, that's when all everything will be good.
Yeah.
So I went to my chef. I said, Frank, I decided to quit. I want to quit on the 1st of March. So we have a couple of months left, but I get an opportunity to go full-time into music. And then he said, well, wow, great. I support you. Really great that you follow your dream. That's so important. And so I kept on working there since until the 1st of March. And then I quit. And I went full-time into music, and it was unreal. I mean, it was good, and it was also not good. And that's the funny thing, because when you're full-time into music, you're full-time into music. So everything is like, when you're full-time into social media, you know everything was going on social media, but when you talk to just normal people, they have no idea. So when I went to birthday parties, I was talking about the DJs I worked with and with the producers that nobody knew, nobody understood. I was living in such a little niche. And the thing that I recall the most from that time was that it was a very lonely time. I was sitting in my studio just by myself. I had some live performances back in the days in clubs, and I went there. I had to be sober because I had to perform. I had to drive the car, and everybody was partying, and I was working. So that's different.
Yeah.
And when I came back in the studio, I just by myself. So it was a very lonely time. And around 2003, the whole music industry collapsed. So people were not buying CDs and vinyl anymore. So my main income was decreasing. So there had to be a miracle to keep on living the life I was leading. So I started assisting with live sound engineering. And there I discovered that with sound engineering, I could get in touch with other styles of music. And I went to classical music, I went to jazz music, and to rock and pop and dance festivals, and it was such an opening of my interest and all those musical tastes. It was perfect.
Yeah.
So at this moment, if people ask me, do you want to go full time just only making music? No, it's too lonely. I just want to find a good balance between making music and getting good ideas and inspiration of other things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
So, what did you want to become when you were like a kid?
I wanted to become full-time musician. But
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to adjust your plans because you have no idea.
Yeah. So besides Noisefloor, you also release music under names such as Energy, Cassini, and BK, for example.
Yes.
Do you think you will ever make new music under the name Noisefloor?
Oh, that's funny. Back in the days, those deals I signed with companies, they stated, well, the name, the artist name is owned by the record company, and then I said no, I don't want to do that. Let's make it a cooperation that the name is only used me with you. So when I don't want to put out records anymore with that company, the name wouldn't exist anymore. So that's what happened with Noisefloor. It was with Combined Forces, and Combined Forces stopped, so Noisefloor stopped.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a pity.
Yeah. Yeah, you also did remixes for some big artists in the past. For example, Vincent Amour, Scooter, and even the Venga Boys.
Yeah.
Are there still artists you would love to do a remix for?
The Prodigy, Underworld, Orbital.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite production or remix from yourself?
Well, like I said before, the music I make are just my babies, my kids. I have no favorite kid.
Yeah.
I think it depends on on the mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm more into techno mood, and sometimes I'm more into drum and bass mood, and sometimes more into ballad. I cannot say.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, there's some exciting news because your company XCM Records is celebrating its 25th birthday this year.
Cool.
Because of that, there will be a special vinyl release. What can you tell us about that?
Well, the vinyl is called Circles. It's an EP with one song of me and a remix made by Analog Kitchen, and 2 tracks of my companion Bram Venk. He is on the B-side. It's a kind of techno track, and I just it was just a track I had lying in the studio, and I was wondering what can I do with it. But I felt it was very strong track, strong enough not to just put out on the digital release. And I got an opportunity to put it out on vinyl. I got a subsidy for it. So, but that was back in 2020 already. But I was not making it already. And then I thought, hey, in 2 years, my company exists 25 years. That's a great opportunity to put the vinyl record to celebrate the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually funny that you mentioned Analog Kitchen, which is an alias of Lucien Voort.
Yes.
And I know when I did my interview with Lucien, was it like 400 meters away from here, maybe?
Yes, no, 100 meters.
So 100 meters away from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, besides the vinyl release, any other plans for the 25th anniversary?
Yes, a big party on the 19th of October in the NDSM, Amsterdam, during ADE, Amsterdam Dance Event. There we celebrate the 25th anniversary, do a vinyl release, do a live performance of my band Energy with vocalist, and a lot of DJs.
Sounds good. So can people already pre-order the vinyl?
Yes, they can.
And where can they pre-order it?
Yeah, on my website, but you should mention the link on the website if you like.
Of course, I will do that.
Yes.
So yeah, what are you working on right now?
A lot of things. Mainly new stuff for Energy, for the live performances. We are now moving more into breakbeats, drum and bass, dubstep, a little bit techno, tech house. But we moved away from house and club and trance and because live the harder sounds work better on stage.
Yes. And I believe there was something else in the works for like a Noisefloor club system.
Yes. A remix is in the make. So we're going to put out a remix of Club System.
Aha. So we have to keep an eye on your socials for that.
Yes.
Good. So is there still something on your bucket list music-wise?
The bucket list, yeah, a lot.
So like such as?
I like to get a lot of performances.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. Like Tiësto playing my track and people responding to it, going live on stage and performing live and creating the music live on stage for audience. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself in 10 years from now? Yeah, I mean, it's always an annoying question, I know, but I'm just curious.
Well, that can be, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Okay.
Nah, maybe a bigger studio or another studio or touring around the world. I once said, but I think it's impossible. I once said, I would like to visit all the countries that my music has been sold.
Oh, that's nice. So how many countries is that?
More than I can pay.
Okay.
A lot. That is a lot in Asia, a lot in America. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's actually that's a really good answer. I've never had this answer before.
Okay,
good. And the last question: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Absolutely not. Sorry, Giuseppe Ottaviani.
Thanks a lot for your time and good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
Alright, that was it. This week's vlog, my interview with Bas Kunnen and the story behind Club System by Noisefloor. Bas, thanks a lot for your time. Much appreciated. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, make sure to give this video a like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and very important, make sure to subscribe. Also make sure to click the bell button, because then you will get a notification the next time a new vlog is online. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye bye.